My name is Mary Beth Williams. I'm happy to present to you my literacy kit for my Special Ed 4000 class. It's a literacy kit on animals that I made for the primary grades, the elementary grades. I was really excited about it. I decided I should do it on video because it will come alive that way, more so than on a PowerPoint. I actually started my whole animals kit, literacy kit, with making a PowerPoint on animals, and I've got it right here. I wanted you to see it. It's B is for birds, and I can even magnify that, which will help my visually impaired. I can magnify the type, gets bigger and bigger. They can see and read if they have trouble reading it. I'm going to go ahead and decrease that again so you can see it. Same thing as magnifying my computer screen. B is for birds. I can't go through all of this with you, but I went through all the way through from A to Z on this. C is for cardinal. The cardinal is a red bird. It is recognized by the tuft. D is for diversity. E is for each type. F is for fish. G is for gills. H is for horsefly. I was addressing vocabulary here. I also am addressing phonemic awareness, phonics, alphabetic introduction of all the letters of the alphabet. There's a lot of comprehension skills, and I built my whole literacy kit on this one PowerPoint because I thought if they saw it represented in a lot of different ways, repeated, they would actually learn the content matter of the animals as well and would develop some fluency. They would see all of it a lot of different times. K is for kinds of animals. There are all kinds. L is for lizard. This lizard is another kind of animal. It is a reptile. Reptiles have scaly skin. This is a tegu lizard from Trinidad. I built this and uploaded this. If a gifted child sees this, I'll have them do a report if they want to. They can go and do more, Google some more things on this lizard if they want to. I can let him choose his favorite mammal. As you see, I've gone all the way through on this. From this, I decided to get my smartboard going as well, and I've drawn attention to certain things. Lizards, scaly, mammals. I've got my mammals. There are many different types of them that we're going to talk about here. Lizards, the child can interact, as we know from smartboard. I do not have a smartboard with me here. I pointed to the gills. I made it, see my smartboard notebook right here. I have that uploaded. I just have to have my smartboard when I get to my class. They can interact, they can circle it. I can go ahead and talk to them about that. I can have them point out things. The cardinal has a tuft. I can have them go up there and circle what the tuft is. So that's how I ended up using the smartboard on that. I'm going to pause a minute from this and talk about the other ways I use this same PowerPoint so I could have multiple modes of representation for my students. I went ahead and got, some of the students like to look at it closer. They like to feel it. They like to touch it. They may actually be visually impaired. They may think this is easier for them. Different ways of representing the same material. They may like to touch or really see that blue jay close up. So I've put it all here for them so that they can read it. Again, I'm talking about vocabulary. I'm talking about letting them comprehend, become fluent in their reading. I'm teaching literacy based on this unit today. Again, an orangutan, gifted student. Look up more about orangutan. I've got the comprehension for a young student who wants to know more about rabbits. And let's say they're only a first grader, good reader. This one talks about fur. This one talks about the animals being born live, even though it's a fiction. I can have her express herself through what she's learned from this story. I can have the gifted fifth grader talk about the different types of animals, represent himself here. Let me go back to this. I've got for my child who may have some, let's say, motor deficits. I've got my book here, a lot of review, a lot of ways to represent the same material. They've got their clips here, like this, that they can use like that. Then, for the students who, again, motor impairments, like to touch things, I've got my kit here, labeled. I've got a lot of things they can touch with the label. A horse is a horse. They can learn to read. Might be a young learner. It may not be. It may be just a cognitive delayed learner who needs to touch things. Right along the lines with that, multiple modes of engagement, letting them engage. These are feathers, birds. I'm going to have stations sitting around with pictures. They will know that feathers and birds go together. The ostrich doesn't fly. I talk about that not all birds fly. I'm going to talk about fur. There may be some students that need to touch to find out what fur is. I'm going to have that there for them to learn about the fur. Down here again, I've got more cards based on that same PowerPoint that I made, the ABC PowerPoint that they can read. Right there. So, let me show you another little thing I've got here. More fur, pictures, real live pictures. How about that? They get to see that the pig is a mammal and the pig is nursing its young, which is what we talk about in the PowerPoint. We've got a giraffe that's a mammal. We've got a cat in there, a picture of a cat. I've got, as I showed you, the actual picture of an ostrich, of an egret, of a seagull, as we talked about. Plus, I've got in here the pictures from that same PowerPoint. So I'm really excited about this. Let me show you my big words for maybe the visually impaired again. This could be a good way for them to see, I thought. I'm trying to show phonemes. I'm trying to get them to see that there are syllables, mammals, reptiles, insects, cheetah, seagull, goldfish. You'll see that I talked about this in another place here with my Go Talk in a minute. I've used the Go Talk to represent that, but before I say that, I want to say I really looked at my North Carolina Standard Course of Study. I'm doing primary. I addressed I addressed the goals for number 1 and number 2, mostly had to do with comprehension, fluency, phonemic awareness. And that's in my notebook here. I'll talk to you a minute about my board here. I've got a board. I use Board Maker on my Go Talk. And I was really excited because I used level 1, 2, and 3 to teach different things. Number 1 is basic reading, but I was able to incorporate the ESL or the ELL, the English Language Learner. We have to include them in these things. There's so many of them. So on level 1, I did that. Level 2, I decided to go ahead and go through some of our categories, to characterize, what mammals were, and so that the student could push on them. This is really good for the child who can't communicate with me. They may need this to actually communicate. I can say, point to this. They have that kind of delay. They have a deficit in the area of communication, cognitive or speech. This would be great for that. And then my third level on here, I actually put like a phonics or phonemic phonemes, either of those, phonological awareness or phonics. So I was excited to get to use this. The Board Maker, I made the boards here. I actually used the same things and put them up in little cards and used it for a matching game, swan, and then it's got the Spanish on there, fish, goldfish, pez, oro, and the students can learn that like that. So I've used my Board Maker for that as well. I use my Go Talk. Let me show you this a minute. Level 3, I just told you about level 3.
Cheetah, cheetah.
Okay.
Seagull, seagull. Seagull.
All right.
Goldfish.
Good. So again, that's my reading skill for that. That was phonemes, phonics. Let me show you my
goldfish. Pet. Oro.
Okay, that's my Spanish there.
Cat. Gato. Fish. Pez.
And now I've got my,
A bear has fur, has live young, and feeds the young.
okay,
Goldfish. Goldfish has fins, a goldfish has gills, and a goldfish is underwater.
so there again I addressed my basic vocabulary that I've been teaching them on the different types. Mammals, I did mammals, fish, I did some seagulls, mostly mammals, fish, and birds. I didn't mean seagulls, I meant insects. And mammals, fish, and insects, and birds I did. All right, so let me get back to this before I forget, because I want to show you, I showed you my smartboard here, but I have one more thing here on this. It's my Kidspirations here. I came up with this Kidspirations thing that I thought would be great, especially for those who just need another means of expression. They can't tell me, but they want to show me that they understand the subject matter. They can pull that dog over here with the mammal, fur. It's got fur. Good. They can take this fish. They can show me that they understand the lesson, and we can put it under fish. So that's how we do that one. Let's go ahead and pull the, looks like it's a mouse there. They can show me that there like that, and so on. So I really loved my Kidspirations that I found up here to build with that. This can be for gifted. It doesn't have to be gifted. It depends what age. Again, it depends if we're talking about a first or second grader, or it would be maybe a gifted first grader could do this, but they're in their categories on that. So that was good on that one. Let's see if I've got anything else that I've forgotten. I'm really pleased with how we've gotten to the universal design of learning, and how we've gotten to where we do differentiate instruction like this. We can talk about the gifted child in the same room as the one with the visually impaired. You just modify, and that's what I tried to do here. And I think that any learner at any level can learn based on this. So thank you very much. I was excited to do it on a video today.